Hey, it's me again. And I've come back. And I had to say something about that Congress joint session where Trump was speaking back on Tuesday. And he did say something like which I agree. If he even solved the serious disease or whatever thing is, and then people did enough videos about the DJ guy that was as an honorary made as an honor. He fight cancer against cancer. He's 13-year-old. He just has a strong Southern accent. People can't take it. Make it sound. I know some people take it talking proper. I'm like, he has a strong Southern accent. I like people's I like people's Southern accent. I like people's Northern accent. I like sometimes when people talk to a foreign accent. I'm weird like that. I like people's accents. I like his little, he has a strong Southern accent. The boy that was the honorary Secret Service. He wanted to be in law enforcement when he got older, and there's a meme with him with the little police bar against Al Green. I said, and one of the guys I'm subscribed to started playing the old Al Green and started playing the actual Al Green, Love and Happiness. I started laughing, but it ain't funny. But anyway, they had to kick. And some people brought out other times where different Republicans have spoken out. Did they disrupt quite like he did? I know Marjorie Taylor Greene mentioned out Lincoln Riley to Joe Biden, the guy that was playing as Joe Biden at the time. I'm not gonna get into it. The Joe Bidens, one of the guys that played Joe Biden, allegedly, saying about the lady that got killed by the illegal immigrant when she was. This is a post from the other year with the lady that got killed and the illegal immigrant that killed her, that Benny Johnson posted. Between her running on the canvas. So, and that guy had already committed crimes. For all the people that say that they deport people right after they commit crime. Well, the guy had been had repeated offender. Had another offense. Had did other stuff. But he was allowed, and I heard it was like he had got a trip to go that on the taxpayer dollar. He had a free trip to fly from where he was to Georgia. Which I got I got money. I got a flight to Georgia because last time I went to Georgia, I drove from Maryland to Georgia. But I don't mind driving. You can't really drive as much now because right now there's a lot of fires. The fire in South Carolina. You got floodings and all sorts of things on the East Coast right now. And I don't know how the road was with the hurricane because I went down there around the time of the hurricane. Actually, I drove down early to September the 27th. And I went to a fellowship, that they had somewhere in the church ministry. I had fellowship in Conyers, Georgia. But they didn't cancel. So it's good I didn't cancel, and I was on there, and I went to Fun Spot on that. Well, I was on that end. Myself on this ride. Right, this rider.
Please keep all hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Please follow the seatbelt around the motion. Our supervisor, phone, hat, glasses, and other container in the works of the ride. All right, if you're ready to ride, let me say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I said, if you're ready to ride, let me say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1, set, please, please, ready to ride.
All right, that's enough. And then I found out that at Six Flags Six Flags had got some damage from the hurricane around Hurricane Colleen. But this is not what I'm doing the video about. Now, I watched what I could, and I gotta go watch the whole thing. After I was doing this video, I gotta go watch the whole thing. But I called, Al Green, looking man, the caveman looking. I thought I was the only one, but Dr. Common Sense, he said about the cave. I thought I was the only one thought he looked like, how they had the pictures of the cavemen and stuff like that. That's where the Congressman Al Green, and then he pushing this about, what's it, Medicare or Medicaid anyway. He's trying to get rid of that, and Democrats, they have been pushing for the longest, like, oh, the Republicans want to go after your Social Security. You don't want to go after you want to go after your, they want to go after your Social Security, and they want to go after your Medicare and Medicaid. And this person, I got to move because somebody is I'm trying to do a video. I just had to go across to this other parking spot. See, the car was on, so I had to go across because somebody was, I come to the back of the parking lot. The girls, they got the Wegmans here, and you got the Costco on the other side. And folks who are from the area have an idea what parking lot I'm in, or in Maryland and in PG County, because there's only one Wegmans in PG County anyway that I know of. And maybe I gotta find somewhere else to do this video, the rest of the video. I'm gonna stay right here. So I'm gonna park right here. But I might have to put in the description some other people's videos, because I'll put in the description other people's video about this. And I'm gonna have to do this video somewhere else because people keep, I don't want to have background noise of somebody else while I'm doing this daggone video. And here's some memes in response to that meeting that the president and vice president had with Zelensky. But that's just all. Hi, it's me again. I had to go to another side of the parking lot to finish this. Now, what I was talking about, I was mentioning about caveman that had the waving his cane, and then you got the people with the signs, the paddles, and somebody talking about the ping pong paddles, all these signs, and when somebody say Elon Musk steals, must steals. Ain't nobody taking no money. Now, anybody taking anything is some of them is money laundering of these politicians, the same type of ones that's holding up the signs. Now, then you got the situation and I had to say something about that too, because they had somebody, they all sorts of memes about that one, about the President Zelensky. Now, all these people, the same people that complain and holding up signs and all that, they didn't have no problem with all that money going to Ukraine. Now, then I had some, it was asked, who's going to replace Zelensky if they get rid of him? They know who because they did I heard about the color revolution they did back in 2014 where some of people from our country, certain people interfered and got someone installed or got the other guy out. They thought they were going to do some stuff like that with Trump, like it did in Ukraine. And if people ever do a research on it, Ukraine is considered one of the most corrupt countries in the European area, and allegedly a province of Mother Russia. Yeah, province of Mother Russia. But I'm not going to get into it. But that's not what the video is about. I mentioned a little bit about this Zelensky situation because show memes and all kinds of things that people shared online. There are all kinds of pictures. Y'all got to see all these videos and these little clips that they got on from what happened the other week. On the other day. I'll say the other day. Because this was, I think this was done, it was happening on Sunday when they happened. Anyway, I was doing time of this video is a Saturday evening in the parking lot. But it's reflecting. It's not supposed to be reflecting. It's reflecting of the. Anyway, I'm doing this parked in the parking lot and with the car on, had the heater on. But truth be told, somebody said it should have left out right after he left out. And then I hear later they singing about them singing "We Shall Overcome," and then Al Green going on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne. Somebody said that about Charlemagne in his 46 years. Dang, I didn't know Charlemagne and I was that close to the same age. It was that close in age. And then he gonna go. I know that probably ain't the only podcast, and he gonna go on. He gonna keep talking about it. Al Green, he's gonna keep talking about how he got kicked off, and now he's censored. He's not just the Republicans thought he was out of line. There was some Democrats that thought he was out of line too. And then on the news, that somebody shared that 80% of people, towards the 18%, thought he was all right, and then 80% thought he was, he was out of line. But they say how other people has been done at other presidents, but they wasn't having it because, the truth be told, they wasn't having, the Republicans weren't having it because think about it. Trump has been they had interruptions and all kinds of things with him so many times. Can I speak? Can I speak? because they always trying to interrupt me all the time. Whichever the guy is, if that's even original. Now, I'm not going to get into all, allegedly, the different guys. Because there have been so many assassination attempts. You can't just have the original out there all nilly-willy like that, all the time, the whole time. I'm not going to get into it. Allegedly. But I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to have to I'll put something in the description of somebody else's video that's sharing a lot more than what I'm sharing. I just got strong opinions. And these strong opinions that, and I really, what I saw, and Trump had me, he had me laughing on some stuff. And he said, and he's, especially when they talked about and he read out the different things that different monies were used to. I'll call it a money laundering scheme or whatever. For a certain amount of money for transgender mice. And see, the thing is, they want, even Democrats looking at that joint session, and it's been shared, they're looking at it like, even people that was on the Democrat side looking at that like, these people ain't right. They didn't even clap for the child fighting against cancer or whatever case may be. But I think they kind of got pissed off because Trump wanted to make him like an honorary Secret Service guy, as, a little teenage Secret Service. He's not going to get all the clearance and all that thing like that. He just, as a play officer at the time. And they said, why you encourage him about protecting, because they're the president they don't like, allegedly. There are prophetic words about Trump getting a third term. They're out there. I'm just saying, they out there. Because they have had some legislation, I heard, allegedly, some things. There's some things that's about to change. And then allegedly and see, they wouldn't even, people, they probably wouldn't clap even if all your federal income, if they canceled out federal income taxes altogether. I'm just saying allegedly. Or if they canceled out property tax, because when people got property, all these politicians, different people that got property. But on long story short, that's the thing. These people, they just sat there. I might have seen a little bit of clapping depending, but nobody stood up and clapped, and they just sat there and looked angry, holding up their protest signs on paddles, because they thought they would be discreet. And Akeem Jeffries was like, I think I heard, if I'm not mistaken, he encouraged these people, don't be doing this stuff, no. They didn't listen. But I'm not going to leave. And I add this. I heard that Zelensky met with some Democrats before meeting with Trump on that meeting that he just had to, he had to call him out on some things. Now, people were saying Trump was disrespectful. And I'm like, well, it didn't even matter if he wore a suit or not. He wasn't going to get the money. And then, and people talking about what Amy Coney Barrett going on with her. Now, one of the persons from the bloodline families, I'm not going to get into it, she said, had mentioned about Amy Coney Barrett and hinted on some things that she might be the possible, some things about her. I'm not going to get into it. I got to rewatch it. I got to see the video that she was interviewed in. on a podcast. Because Jesse Sabota said some things. But I'm going to have to, but they didn't quite vet her, but regardless, and I think she had was on house arrest at one time. Supposed to have been some unsealed, some indictment or anything. Anyway, some of these people are going to find out about this and say, and then what about the justice that got allegedly was executed? That other lady. Anyway, maybe the other lady was executed as well. Anyway, I'm thinking about things out loud. I'm just thinking out loud. But they can replace, Trump can appoint more Supreme Court justices. He can. If you have to remove one or two or three or four, whoever, or remove Justice Roberts or whatever. And some people might say, oh, he's not, and say that the picture of him and Jocelyn Maxwell was fake and that he's not connected to the Epstein. Well, I heard some things, but that's not what this video was about. And I shared a few other things and little things like that. But I heard allegedly people talking like Clarence Thomas as a Chief Justice, because the other, that's been hinted out. But I'm going to leave that there, and I'm not going to get too more into it. I'm going to have to put something in the description of this video. And I got to watch the full, without commentary. I need to watch the full Trump speech from Tuesday. Because when he was at CPAC, he did bring up some stuff about reinstating people who got discharged for not taking the thing not taking the COVID thing in the arm. And they can get about reinstated and people, some back pay. So yeah, he said different things. I'll say allegedly for the sake of this video. But I recorded the speech because you know how the fake news try to, they twist up stuff. So I'm going to have to listen to that again. I'm going to have to put that together and put that on. I might want to put that on a video or whatever case may be. But I recorded it. And then at the end, he did that little dance to the YMCA and song. I heard allegedly there was a YMCA. I saw something like it was allegedly a YMCA at Guantanamo Bay where Gitmo at. Yeah, I know. And here's what I saw online. And I'm only sharing what I saw online. And here's some pictures of what I saw online about the old YMCA. And I'm just sharing a little bit, and he even had a postcard for it. And then you see it, and then you go back to my video now, as follows. And then that might be torture for some people who might end up having to go there when they hear that YMCA song. And then when people find out that Gitmo had a YMCA place there in Gitmo in Cuba, like there was a YMCA allegedly. But I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to have to put something in the description for this video. Please check the description of the video. At the end, I put stuff in the description. I put my P.O Box, and I put things in there. So, please check in the description of this video. And I thought it was, he said a lot. The part I heard. And some people did some different commentary. Them YouTubers did commentary on there. And I might see if I can put one or two commentary videos from the Congress session on Tuesday, the 4th. It was on 4th on Tuesday. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Please check in the description. Please check in the description. I put stuff in the description. Got people to watch, because I know I don't like always checking people's description when I watch a YouTube video or something. I don't always check. But please check in my description. Please. If you want to check out additional information, sometimes I make statements in the description, and a lot of time I make statements in the description, and I put videos in there, and I put my P.O Box when you reach out to me, because I don't have a Patreon at the time of this video. I don't have Patreon. You just can mail me a check to Michelle Brown or prepaid debit card, and I don't drink coffee. It's, because people might want to put the other Simmy's thing with. But different thing like that. It's rare the time that I have drunk coffee. Rare, but I don't drink. Don't send me a Starbucks. But I'm gonna leave that there. All right.